Have you ever felt like the universe is pushing you to pause even though you feel like now is the time to have fun? That's exactly what is happening with this new moon in Capricorn that is the last new moon of 2024. So in this video, I'm going to break down everything that you need to know about the Capricorn new moon on December 30th and how you can use this to manifest success and start off 2025 strong. Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Isabelle and today we're talking about the new moon that is happening at 9 degrees of Capricorn on December 30th of 2024. We will feel the effects of this new moon starting on December 27th all the way through January 2nd. As usual with any new moon that we have, this is a great time for us to set intentions. However, this new moon in Capricorn is coming with a bit of a twist because we have two major oppositions happening. One between Pluto and Mars, which is retrograde, and another between Mercury and Jupiter, which is also retrograde. These two oppositions are bringing to light themes of self-reflection and focusing on our self-growth rather than our usual fun that we've been in recently. Because of this, we can feel like the universe is calling us now more than ever to get disciplined and focus on what we really want rather than getting distracted by immediate gratification or short-term desires, which can be, frankly, frustrating. And I know it has been for me ever since we have entered new moon shadow period. But this new moon is exactly what we need right now to deal with these two frustrating oppositions. So in this video specifically, I'm going to be covering themes of the new moon in Capricorn, details on these two oppositions, as well as one other major aspect that is in play on this new moon, your personal horoscope for this event, and how to use this lunation to manifest with purpose. But before we dive in, I want to let you know that I'm offering personalized astrology readings and coaching so that you can get aligned with your true path as you enter 2025. Astrologically, 2025 has some intense energies, and by knowing your birth chart and how the transits of 2025 are going to affect your birth chart, you can move through 2025 with ease and manifest your desires. You can check out the link below to book a reading and learn more. And if you want to learn more about astrology, check out my course, workbooks, and bundles down below. So first things first, let's talk about the basics of a new moon in Capricorn, which in short is the best time for us to start something that will become successful later on. And what exactly you can have success in will be dependent on your unique astrological sign, sun, moon, and rising. So watch through to the end of this video where I'll share how exactly you can utilize this energy based on your zodiac. But for everyone, a new moon in Capricorn is a time to set new intentions around Capricorn themes. And Capricorn is all about discipline, structure, achievement, goals. It's the final earth sign of the zodiac wheel. And so what this really represents in the end is the highest level of material gain in the end. Hence why the stereotype is that Capricorns are bossy, driven, success-oriented, ambitious, all those things. But for us all, the new moon in Capricorn represents a time for us to initiate a new structure in some area of our life, and specifically a structure that serves our higher desires. As Capricorn does represent material desire, what it really represents in the end is what our unique material goal is, which could be any form of physical manifestation. That could be, yes, wealth and success. It could be career recognition, but it could also be relationships or a way of being or our sense of self that we want to have success in. The new moon in Capricorn is a time for us to apply more discipline and structure to our lives so that we can achieve something that feels the most fulfilling to us, to reach our highest peak. We all know that we need goals for personal fulfillment, and especially as we near the end of the year, being goal-oriented is normally our natural tendency. However, it can feel like this year we've been wanting to have a bit more fun right now, and we've been telling ourselves, well, if I just get a little bit of fun going, then I'll focus on goals. That healthy balance, right? But something's been going on in the stars that makes us feel like we've been unable to have fun and expand, especially as we've been doing naturally maybe over the summer and fall. And that is because of these two major oppositions. So let's talk about those, and then we'll get back to more Capricorn themes and how the new moon in Capricorn is being influenced by these two oppositions. So the first opposition is between Mercury and Jupiter. Jupiter, which fun fact, is naturally rules over Sagittarius, but Mercury is in Sagittarius and Jupiter is in its opposite sign, Gemini. Jupiter is also retrograde in Gemini. And so what this means is that we've naturally over the summer felt like we were feeling expansive, receiving spiritual, mental, material abundance through curiosity and networking. We've been learning to be more open-minded, ask questions, and learn something. So maybe you started a new course, maybe you've been meeting new friends, maybe you've been making new friends, maybe you've been studying more, maybe you've been writing more. Something to do with curiosity has led to your expansion. But since Jupiter has gone retrograde, and with it opposing Mercury, we can feel like we no longer have that mode of being of curiosity and networking that has been leading to our expansion. And so we feel a bit retractive, so to say, or a bit weakened, it can feel like. But Mercury being in Sagittarius is an invitation for us to focus on our mental growth and mental development. Sagittarius in the end is the explorer. They represent physical and mental exploration. And so with Mercury being in Sagittarius, we feel a sense that we need to expand our mind, expand our capacity, focus on maybe self-growth or learning new things to develop who we are. And Mercury also did recently go retrograde and again direct in Sagittarius. So we've been doing a lot of self-reflection on what has been limiting us and what helps us grow. But with this opposition, we can feel like basically, in short, we've been wanting to expand. We've been naturally expanding and just having fun and being curious over the summer. But with this opposition, we're finding that we can't quite do both. We either do what's in alignment with our growth or what's in alignment with just lighthearted curiosity. And so it can feel like our curiosity and having fun and networking and socializing is now on the back burner. In the end, as much as an opposition is not technically you're leaning into or supposed to lean into one energy, I really do feel that it seems that we're supposed to be leaning into our Sagittarius Mercury energy for this lunation and during this time, especially with the new moon in Capricorn, to focus on what's in alignment with our growth because Jupiter is retrograde. And so if we follow our Jupiter too much right now, we could be going maybe in either explosive tendencies or backtracking. So in short, it feels like our social life could be on the back burner with Jupiter retrograde opposing Mercury. But not only do we have this opposition, we also have an opposition between Pluto, the planet of death and destruction and rebirth in Aquarius, and Mars in Leo retrograde. So this is kind of two paired dynamics, both involving one planet retrograde and specifically lighthearted planets retrograde or lighthearted placements retrograde. With Mars in Leo that has been here, I think about since November, when it was direct, we felt a desire to take action towards fun and play. But because Mars is retrograde in Leo, we feel like we have to backtrack on our fun, backtrack on our passions, or on the other hand, old people could have been coming up. But because this is opposing Pluto in Aquarius, what it can feel like is a very similar dynamic to this Mercury-Jupiter opposition, which is we feel like we want to have fun, but something's keeping us from acting in playful ways. Something is being delayed. Something is being missed because Mars is retrograde. It is going backwards. We're moving in reverse with our play and our passion and our fun. And this could be triggering ego defense wounds. And yet Pluto, though, is direct. And so this emphasizes that we should maybe potentially be leaning more into Pluto's themes rather than Mars in retrograde in Leo, because retrograde motion means it's on the back burner. It needs time to reflect and respond. And so basically, in the end, we have Pluto direct in Aquarius energy and Mercury direct in Sagittarius energy, which focuses on innovation and growth and healing, because Pluto is all about healing. And one final aspect, which I did not mention in my intro, that is playing a role on this new moon in Capricorn, is the fact that we have a sextile between the North Node, our highest path to growth in Aries, and Pluto, which I just mentioned, is in Aquarius. So this really puts an emphasis in the end on us focusing on our growth, focusing on our development, focusing on our highest self, rather than seeking immediate gratification through maybe Mars in Leo, playful, egotistical tendencies, or through Jupiter in Gemini retrograde, reckless curiosity maybe themes. So with all of this frustrating and chaotic energy in the stars, the new moon in Capricorn acts as a mediator between all these energies to say, I know a lot is going on. Just focus on what do you want the most? What do you want your material life to look like? How do you want your schedule to be? What do you want your friend group to be? What do you want your money to look like? What do you want your savings to look like? What do you want your career to look like? The new moon in Capricorn is asking us to be practical and detail-oriented, or not so much detail-oriented, but truly saying what we want the real world to look like for us. Not so much about concepts, not so much about ideals. What do you want it to look like? Dream big. Pursue your highest goals, and you may have to be a bit disciplined to get it done. And hence that is Capricorn themes. Capricorn in the end is about making things happen. So really this new moon in Capricorn is a time for us to initiate and set goals for what we desire the most in the rest of this year, in 2025, and saying how we're going to make that happen in the material sense. That's not to say we can't manifest at all, but Capricorn does climb the mountain physically. And so we want to set physical action into motion during this time and write out what it is we're going to do to make our dreams happen, because immediate gratification is no longer going to fulfill us. We can only reach for our highest self and highest version of success. So while the Capricorn new moon wants us to reach for success in all areas of life, there's one area of life in which you should specifically setting goals for success, and that's based on the house that the new moon is happening in for you, as well as where these oppositions are taking place. So now let's dive into horoscopes that are going to be really quick but thorough for each zodiac sign. If you are an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, you're feeling delayed in your romantic life and in your network. And instead, the universe is asking you to set goals in alignment with your career and what you want to be recognized for. You can take into account your sense of purpose and what you believe your meaning in life is in order to set these goals. If you are a Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, you've been feeling frustrated and delayed with your home, family, and finances. The new moon in Capricorn wants you to set goals for what it means to be successful with your beliefs. And you can take into account what you've recently learned or been doing with your career and with your intimate relationships. If you are a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, you've been feeling frustrated and delayed with your network and with your sense of identity. The new moon in Capricorn is asking you to set goals about your intimate relationships and what a successful, close relationship would be. And you should take into account what you've been doing recently with any of your one-on-one interactions, as well as your personal beliefs. If you are a Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, you've been experiencing frustration or delays with your finances and your subconscious fears. The universe wants you to set goals with the new moon in Capricorn around your one-on-one relationships and take into account anything that you've recently been learning, healing, or developing with your intimate relationships that you trust and rely on, as well as your sense of beliefs, as well as your routines that you've been setting into motion. If you are a Leo, sun, moon, or rising, you've been feeling frustrated and delayed with your sense of self, as well as your community, network, and purpose. The new moon in Capricorn is asking you to set goals for what success will mean in your day-to-day life. And you can take into account your dating life and your romantic life if you're in a relationship or any of your one-on-one connections to figure out what kind of goals you should set. If you're a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, you're feeling frustrated or delayed with your career and the work you've been doing with your subconscious mind. New moon in Capricorn is inviting you to set goals for your passion as well as your creative expression and dating life, and take into account your home life and your daily routines, work you've been doing in those two areas of life to figure out what kind of goals you should set for your dating life or passions. If you're a Libra, sun, moon, or rising, you've been feeling frustrated or delayed with either your friend groups or your sense of purpose and meaning in life. Regardless, your community and your beliefs have been on the sidelines in a frustrating way. The new moon in Capricorn is inviting you to set goals about your family life and what your goals are for your home, and you can take into account your dating life or passions as well as your network and communications in order to figure out what kind of goals you should set. If you are a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, you've been feeling frustrated and delayed with your career and intimate relationships. The new moon in Capricorn invites you to define what success will mean in your network, and you can take into account your home life and your finances in order to figure out what kind of goals you should set here. If you're a Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising, you've been feeling frustrated or delayed with your personal beliefs and your one-on-one relationships. The new moon in Capricorn invites you to set goals about what success will mean to you with your self-worth and finances, and you can look to your daily network and your sense of self to get more clear on what exactly this goal should be. If you're a Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, you've recently been feeling frustrated with your intimate life as well as your daily routines and your health. The new moon in Capricorn invites you to set new goals for who you want to be. And you can look to your finances and self-worth as well as your unconscious fears to get more clear on what this goal should be. If you're an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, you've been feeling frustrated and delayed with all of your romantic life, from committed partnerships to initial dating phases, as well as maybe potentially your passions. The new moon in Capricorn invites you to set new intentions about what it means to be successful with your unconscious fears and how you want to be more disciplined with your unconscious mind and beliefs. You can take into account your sense of self-identity and your sense of purpose as well as your community into what kind of goals you should exactly set here. And finally, if you are a Pisces sun, moon, or rising, you've been experiencing frustration with your day-to-day routines and your home life. New moon in Capricorn invites you to set new goals about what purpose means to you, what your unique meaning in life is, and how you can achieve your highest aspirations, as well as what success means in a community to you. You can look to work you've been doing with your unconscious fears, as well as your career, to get more ideas on what exactly this goal should be. In the end, the new moon in Capricorn is an opportunity for us to wrap up this year stepping on the right foot, I suppose, and setting goals that are in alignment with our highest aspirations, even though there's a lot of frustration maybe happening right now. It's a time to practice patience and focus on what we truly want rather than what we just want right now. So if you'd like more help understanding how you can use this new moon in Capricorn to your benefit and what's in store for 2025 for you based off of your unique birth chart, book a reading down below where in 1 hour we dive deep into your unique astrological birth chart as well as your unique personality type combination. So book a reading down below, learn more information, and if you'd prefer to learn on your own, check out my workbooks, my astrology bundle, and my astrology course down below. And let me know in the comments below, did your horoscope resonate for you? What is coming up for you during this new moon in Capricorn? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? We'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down the stars and more. Once again, my name's Isabelle, and from my heart to yours, namaste.